guys, so today's video is going to be a continuation in the kind of love topics that I'm talking about for the month of February. Instead of doing the typical Valentine's Day makeup, hair, outfits, all that jazz, we're gonna be talking, getting down and dirty about love topics that you guys sent in. So the last one that I did was how to kind of spice up the passion and spark in a relationship that maybe is kind of a little bit lackluster at the moment. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing how to tell if he's just not really that into you. So this video is actually not gonna be for women that are already in a relationship, but it's for those of you that kind of have a crush on maybe a coworker or a student or a friend that you see on a normal basis and you kind of aren't sure if he's into you or not. I am thinking and still kind of brainstorming and putting together a video on how to tell if a guy that you are currently dating is cheating on you or if it's just really not working out, like if the relationship is dead. But in this video, we're gonna talk about if you haven't even gotten to that relationship status just yet and you basically wanna know if he's feeling you or not. In this video, I have 8 tips for you guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, he's never around. Now, if a guy is into you, he's going to find reasons to be around you when he normally wouldn't be. If you find yourself having to kind of chase him and beg for attention, chances are he's most likely not that into you. Number 2, when you guys do choose to hang out, you kind of choose activities that are non-talking type of activities, such as going to the movies. When you are into someone, you kind of get infatuated by communicating with them. You want to hear more about them personally, about stories from their past. When you're attracted to someone, it's just kind of normal human behavior to kind of desire to just engage in conversation with them. So if you feel like the communication is dead, it's definitely not a good sign. Also, kind of goes hand in hand with that. If you feel like anytime that you guys do hang out, that it's kind of in a group setting, not a good sign. Number 3, he talks to you the same exact way that he talks to his group of friends. Now, don't get it twisted. I know that a lot of good relationships definitely do start off on a friend type of basis, but when a guy is attracted to you, there is going to be a little bit of a slight variation in the way that he talks to you. Whether it's kind of like the octave of his voice goes up maybe a notch or two, maybe he gets a little bit up closer in your personal space or smiles a bit more or licks his lips when he talks. It's just kind of a little bit of a tick maybe that a guy will have if he's really into you. If he gives you kind of a little bit of like an extra special kind of attention, that's definitely a good sign that he is interested in you. And a good pointer that I think is important, not to become a stalker or anything, but kind of observe him and see how he talks to his regular friends. If you feel like he does a little bit something different with you, that's definitely a sign that he may be interested. Number 4, he has no problems telling you about the girls that he likes. Now, I know that it's normal when you're first getting to know someone to kind of discuss stories about your past, about your fantasies, maybe just like an occasional story here or there so that you guys can get to know each other better. But if he's basically always dropping in what girl has a fat ass, who he likes, who he wants to sleep with, honey, he's not into you. If he was, trust me, he would not be bringing up those other ladies. Number 5, this one is so important and you could tell so much about a person by looking at their body language. If a guy is avoiding eye contact, kind of spaces his body a further distance away from you and also in an angle that's not opened up and facing towards you, that's generally a sign that he's not interested. He's not interested in what you have to say, and he's definitely not interested in getting to know you in any other type of way. Number 6, if his main choice of communication is through text only and you have no idea what his voice even sounds like on the phone, guess who's also in that same boat? The majority of his guy friends. If you are one of those girls that really kind of gets embarrassed to talk on the phone and say you prefer text yourself and you feel like there's nothing wrong with that, if he's giving you one-worded, like short responses, that's one of the biggest things in the world that irks me. Again, I just really don't think that that's a good sign. If you're overall getting that vibe that you're being blown off, you're feeling that way for a reason. Number 7, he doesn't touch you. Now, as human beings, one of the biggest and most common ways that we flirt is by touching. I'm not saying sexual type of touching, I'm just saying like maybe when you laugh, maybe a touch on the arm, or say that you're speaking face to face and he kind of wipes the hair out of your face. That generally is a good sign that he wants you. A man that wants you wants to physically touch you. Keep in mind, I am talking about the respectful kind of touch, but if he's not leaning in, trying to get closer, trying to touch you, it's probably not that into you. And last but not least, if he doesn't remember a thing that you say. If there's no genuine interest, no engaging conversations, if he's not hanging on to every single word that you say, and when you see him again, you feel like he doesn't even remember the conversations or the stories that you shared with him last time, again, trust that gut feeling. If you get that vibe that he really couldn't care less, he probably couldn't care less. And those are the tips that I have to share with you guys here. I definitely overall recommend that if you are getting that vibe from a guy, move on to the next one. There are so many fish in the sea. That initial spark is absolutely so important, and I honestly feel that if you have to question it, it's probably not gonna go anywhere. I hope that you guys take this video with a grain of salt and that I did not offend anyone. Again, this is just my own personal thoughts. They're not proven, they're not scientific, definitely not in a textbook or anything. So again, just thoughts out of my own head. If you guys have not seen my video on how to reignite the spark and passion in your relationship, definitely check it out. I will leave it down below. Leave your request for what other video topics you would like to see this month, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye.